How's it going, everybody? RazingHel here, and today I'm going to be covering what is new in the Winter's Feast event for Don't Starve Together here in 2018. In the past couple of years, there has been a Winter's Feast event for Don't Starve Together, and usually Clay introduced some new changes, and they did so again here in 2018 for this Winter's Feast, but the changes are much less pronounced. They're small changes. So I'm going to be covering those small changes, and then after that, for those who've never actually played this event before, I'm going to discuss some of the more important aspects of the Winter's Feast event. So first of all, if you log in anytime during the Winter's Feast event here for Don't Starve Together, you're going to be given the complimentary Winter's Feast lantern, part of a winter collection. It's a loyal skin. Reskins the lantern. It's really nice, and you'll get that just for logging in anytime during this event. Now, we didn't get any new skins for the Winter's Feast collections. You might be familiar with the one from last year. For example, the Snowfallen collection. This is Wilson. That collection remains incomplete, sadly. I was kind of hoping that the other 6 characters would be released, but no, they haven't been. Clay did add some new profile icons, though, and portrait frames. So right here are the new portrait frames. There are a total of 4 of them. A couple of them I think are really nice, especially like this one. It's a little bit more abstract than some of the ones in the past have been, and I think that really brings it together much better. And then, like I said, profile icons. 15 in total were added this year, and fortunately they do not cost too much to weave, unlike last year's Winter's Feast profile icons, in which you could see right here 450 spools just to weave a profile icon. A little bit rich for my blood. And then we have the vignettes. So 3 additional vignettes here for the Winter's Feast. All of them would work as wallpapers as well. And of course, all of these items can be either obtained while playing the game through random drops, or by weaving them here in the curio cabinet using your spools. Here in game, there have been some new adornments added that you can add to your Winter's Feast tree. These adornments are based on either the Gorge event or the Forge event. So for the Forge event, we have the Swineclops adornment, the Rhinoceros adornment, and then the Grand Forge Boyer adornment. You can hang those on your tree. And then from the Gorge event, we have, I think it's Mumsy, and then Billy, the kid. I think Billy is the cutest of all of them. But those are the 5 adornments that have been added, and they join the collection of ornaments, lights, and previous boss adornments that could be found in the Winter's Feast 2016 and 2017 events. So another change that's been made here in the 2018 version of Winter's Feast is that when you get your weekly drops for just playing the game, the common ones have now been upgraded to the Winter's Feast chest. So in the past, at least last year anyway, when you would get a common drop during Winter's Feast, you would be getting a classic curio chest. And then if you got a classy drop, which is the upgrade, the step up from there, from common, you would get the Winter's Feast chest. So there are going to be a lot more Winter's Feast chests being dropped here because all common drops are being replaced with the Winter's Feast chest. There is going to be no classic curio replacement. So if you get a classy, you're still going to get a classy skin. You're just going to see Winter's Feast chests and then the regular skins. There are going to be no classic curios, but you will be getting more Winter's Feast chests, which is good because the Winter's Feast chests have many more exclusive Winter's Feast items in them, as opposed to the classic curio. Okay, so for those who aren't familiar with Winter's Feast, let's talk a little bit about what you're going to be able to do. I think the most notable thing here about Winter's Feast is the fact that you can build and decorate these Winter's Feast trees. They have inventories in them, and you'll be able to apply various items that you collect around the world, such as festive lights. Now, festive lights can be collected from the deer clops or from Kloss loot sacks. Otherwise, they're just regular baubles. These can drop from enemies that you defeat in combat, and then you'll be able to put and apply those to these Winter's Feast trees to decorate them. And once they're fully decorated, you can sleep in a fur roll like this. And we got a present. So that's how you end up getting a present. I think this is the gift that I got because I put mine over here. But let's, oh, I think I actually got a couple. So here are the 2 different gifts. I'm not sure which one has goodies in it and which one just has the regular stuff. Okay, this one appears to have the goodies. Let's unwrap this one. Yeah, okay. So one had goodies in them, and then one had the charcoal in it. The charcoal one is the second gift that I got, and like I said, because the gift giving has been sort of nerfed, the game is not going to give you as many freebies simply for having a bunch of decorated trees around you while you sleep. I would say that's fair in the spirit of the event, but yeah, and it will give you these goodies from the Winter's Feast event. These goodies also drop from defeating enemies, similar to the way they worked in the Hallowed Eve or Hallowed Nights event for Halloween. They're just little goodies. They're not meant to be anything significant. You get them from presents and from defeating enemies. It's a randomized drop. So there you go. Got a festive bauble here. Just go ahead and put that on the tree. That's how you remove things and put them on the trees. Another thing you can do is create your very own gifts. So if you go to the Survival tab, you'll notice that you can now craft gift wrap. This is only available during the Winter's Feast event, and it functions very similarly to bundling wrap. And you can just stick something in it like this, wrap it up, and now you have a little gift. Just like that. If you put food in it, much like the bundling wrap, the food will keep for pretty much ever. And it also allows you to carry more in your inventory. The big distinguishing difference between gift wrap and bundling wrap is that bundling wrap can be reused while gift wrap is a one-time use, but you get 4 gift wraps per one crafted. Lastly, all of the 4 main bosses have new skins. So for example, we have the Deerclops here. The Deerclops is a bit of a special one, but as you can see, new skin. It's a very, I don't know, dark skin. And the Deerclops is the only one of the bosses that has a brand new attack. The other 3 seasonal bosses have new skins as well, but they do not have a special attack. And again, everything that I've covered here after the changes that I originally mentioned did exist in previous iterations of the Winter's Feast event. But that wraps up the Winter's Feast event for 2018. I think for some, it was a little bit of a letdown. For me personally, I was looking forward to seeing the Snowfallen collection for the characters, the skins completed, but we didn't see that. We did get some new stuff that's pretty decent. I think there's a lot here for those who haven't actually played through this event before. It's certainly worth taking a look at, but for those who've been with this event for a couple of years like I have at this point, there's really not a whole lot new to get me excited on the table, but I most certainly understand where Clay is coming from here in terms of getting event fatigue, and they've mentioned that going into the future for 2019, there is more content planned for expanding Don't Starve together as opposed to creating additional standalone events for it. Speaking for myself, I think we had a pretty great year, but feel free to let me know what you think of this new direction that Clay is apparently going in for the next year. Thank you very much for watching as always, and I hope to see you next time.